We're doing what example 3, right? Let's go through it. Says the ages of the people, blah 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 blah. Below are the results. It's very hard to read this stuff, right? You don't really have to. Let's see what the question is saying, and let's see if we need anything from these first statements. Estimate the mean age. So what they want is the mean here. Great. And what do we have right now? I can see we have a frequency distribution. I can see we have a table, a frequency table, because I see the age and the frequency. That's a frequency distribution. Great. So I see I have that. Is that the only thing I have? No, I see as well that my data this time, it's in a frequency distribution, yes. And also it is grouped now. It's now grouped. This is now group data because it's not one value in here. It's saying 16 to 20. So I don't know, is the person 16, 17, or 18, or 19, or 20? I don't know, because it just tells me that 105 people are between 16 and 20. I don't know who is who, or who is what. So anyway, that shows me that it's grouped because I've lost some information. I don't really know the ages of every person, but I just have grouped them to say people that are 16 to 20 are 105 people that are whatever. So here is, now they want me to get the mean. So I know I have to go to my MF19. So I'm going to go to MF19. Here it is. Here's our MF19, our formula booklet, and we are at the page for statistics. You go until you get there. Now here is the stuff. I know that these two formulas are my formulas for mean. Never forget them. I know them because they are X bar, right? Great. And I know that the first one is when I don't have a frequency distribution. The second one is when I have a frequency distribution. So right now I have, so this one is out. I'm going to use the second one. It's for the freak. So what is it going to be? X bar is equal to summation of XF over summation of F. So that is what I'm going to show. I'm sorry. That X bar is equal to the summation of XF over the summation of F, right? That is my X bar. Now let's just see how we'll do it. This is going to be how you get the mean. I know this formula, right? Now the question is, do you have the stuff? I need X, and X is from my data, which is age. Who do I take? I have 16 to 20. Who do I take as my X? I can't see anything, right? F I know is going to be frequency, but who am I going to take as my X? Because now I don't have, because it's grouped, that means you have to make a table. So this formula, you're going to have to put it a little bit later, right? So I'm going to write it here to say X bar is equal to summation of XF over the summation of F. We'll put it later. The moment I see that it's grouped, I have to make a table. And here's my table. It's going to say age, right? I'll put my age again. Then here I'm going to say intervals, boundaries. Boundaries. I would have my L lower class boundary and my upper class boundary. These two. So I'll have my age and I'm going to have my boundaries, right? Because now I'm dealing with group data, I'm going to need them. And then after knowing my boundaries, then I'm going to get something called mid value. It's no longer the interval width, but it's going to be the mid value. Make it quite big, okay? This one is the one that will be a bit bigger than the rest, right? Mid interval. Then when I know it, I'm going to have my frequency. Okay, you can say F, or you can say frequency. You can put an F. Then after knowing after putting my frequency, I'm then going to put my XF here, and I'm done. So this is what my table looks like now. That's how I'm going to find the mean. I need this table for me to be able to find it. Okay, this XF again should be quite big. F doesn't have to be big, but XF should be quite big. Okay, so XF and mid value. Don't forget to make them big. Now we put our values like that. Then we put a line. Okay. Then now I'm going to split my boundaries. Lower class and whatever, upper class boundary. Let's put, so what are the ages? Age I just take from here. It's saying 16 to 20, right? Now, what is my lower class boundary? I remove 0.5 from 16, it becomes 15.5. From 20, I add 0.5, it becomes 20.5. Don't forget that. Then for 21 to 30, I have 21 to 30, then 31 to 60, then 61 to 70, then 71 to 90, right? So what is going to be, this one is going to be 20.5. Then this one, 30 plus 0.5, you get 30.5. Remember, you add to the bigger to the lower one, you subtract. So 31 minus 0.5, I'll get 30.5. 60 plus, I'll get 60.5. Here, 61 minus, I'll get 60.5. 70, I'll get 70.5 when I add. 71 minus 0.5, I'll get 70.5. 90 plus 0.5, I'll get 90.5. Here are my values. Now I can get the mid value. Why did we make it quite big? So that we can show the calculation. Here's how you get the mid value. So you want a value that's going to represent this whole class. So that mid value is going to be 15.5. For this one, we'd say 15.5 plus 20.5 over 2. Then you get your mid value. For the second one, it's going to be lower boundary 20.5 plus the upper boundary 30.5 over 2. Then you get it. Now I'll give you a tip. If you say 16 plus 20 over 2, you get the same answer as this one. 15.5 plus 20.5 over 2. You're going to get the same answer. But the reason we are putting it is there may be marks for it. Okay? For showing that you know that mid value is calculated using the boundaries, the real boundaries, not these other ones. Okay? So be careful there, right? Great. If you are careful there, then you're a smart person. You are very prudent, and so that means careful. So let's go. We would have 30.5 plus 60.5 over 2. Then you put it. Then you're going to have this one 60.5 plus 70.5 all over 2. Then you're going to get it. This one 70.5 plus 90.5 all over 2. And you're going to get it. So let's start putting. What would be my value here? I would get 18. Remember, we said it's the same as saying 16 plus 20, but the reason we are doing it is to get all the marks. All the marks. We should not lose marks here. All right, now for this one, I'm going to get 25.5. For this one, what will I get? That's why you should make sure it's quite big. You see, my stuff is struggling to fit in here. I didn't make it big enough. Let me make it even bigger. Then here I'm going to have it being 65.5. Then for the last one, I'm going to have it being 80.5. These are my values, right? These are my values. Then what do? I found my mid value, okay, which is going to be my x, okay? Mid value is going to be my x. X is the mid value, not the age, but the mid value. So now I'm going to put the frequency. 105 is for the first one, 78 for the second one, 64 for the other one, 2, then 1. So in other words, I now say I have 18-year-olds. I have 105 18-year-olds. I've taken 18 to represent everybody in the group 16 to 20. Okay, so I will have 105 18-year-olds. 75 people are 25.5, whatever. Okay, I know that we can't really talk about age when it's 25.5, but this is the value I'm going to use. That's the mid value. Then now I can get x times f, okay? The mid value times the frequency. That's the new thing that I now start to do. And then I can put all of them. Then now I can put their sum at the end. So there is always a last row that I had forgotten to put here. And it is going to be for the sum. It is going to be for the sum. In here, we'll say summation of f is equal to. In here, we say summation of xf is equal to, we're going to add them, right? So now let's put it. So I can sum up all the frequencies. I would say now, yeah. So let's calculate together. I would say 105 plus 78 plus 64 plus 2 plus 1, right? You'd get 250. So in here, my sum is 250. And then now x times f. Let's go for it. We would say 18 times 105 would get 1890. Okay. Then we would say 25.5 times 78 would get 1989. Right? And then we would say 45.5 times 64 would get 2912. And then we would say 65.5 times 2 would get 131. And then we would have 80.5 times 1 would just give us 80.5. Then we're going to add that now to say 1890 plus 1989 plus 2912, okay, 2912 plus 131 plus 80.5. What would we get? We would get 7,002.5. Okay, we got 7,002.5. Now we can say now x bar is equal to summation of xf over the summation of f, which is that we put it there. We got it from our formula booklet. So it's going to be, what's the summation of xf? We've got it down already. It's 7,002.5 over, what's the summation of f? We got it as 250. So now I'll say divided by 250. I would get 28.01. Okay, 28.01. That's what I got as my mean, which I know it is just going to be 28. That's the mean age, right? And you'd have your final solution. That's it. Goodbye for now. See you in the next video.